Hey guys, just reviewing our strategy here. I have Foxo. Here's a 1 hour. Here's a 5 minute and a 1. Basically what it did is it ran from the first pullback. It ran perfect target 1, target 2. I call that a fake out breakout. And usually what I do right there is I'll just redraw my fibs on now the new high of the day. And once it does make that, I do set my 2 alerts and I move on. I was sleeping during that trade, so too bad, so sad. Pally got a lot of this one. I drew the chart at the 1 minute. It did have a major pullback. That's the one I like, and you see a nice clean break. And it did run to target 2. This is that fake out breakout, because basically what I look at is if it tries to run after the third run too quickly, it can't do it. So basically when it does hit target 2, I do draw it up to there, and then I look for potential more breakouts, and I do have an alert there, and we will see if it can do it anymore. Here was another one that ran a Fibonacci 2 targets 2 on a smaller time frame, but I have alerts up here. If it continues to break out, I'll buy it. If not, move it on. FLJ, I think this was yesterday's high of the day. This was drawn in after hours at the first major pullback, which was here. It hit 2 targets, so I ran it up here. It did break out, did continue to break out yesterday after that major pullback right here. It did break and ran at least target 1. I set some alerts today and nothing really happened, so didn't trade it. But if it does trade and almost see it almost broke here in the market, and it did not do it, so I did not trade it. So stayed safe again. So MRIN, perfect one yesterday. Didn't have it under the radar too much, but I did forget about this. Drew it after hours, tried to break out, didn't look at that anymore because I just stopped looking. But I do draw this. I set the alert, and when it finally did hit some open market today, they did have a lot more attention. So you can't tell the target market when to buy it, so that's a long wait. But it did break out and hit a nice target 1 today. I got this chunk right here to here, and I did retrade it once it went back up. I think I got it after this one because this was so quick. It was went up right back down, and I think I missed it, and I'm glad I missed it because now I got a firmer breakout trade here. So that was a good trade. And let me just look at 1 or 2 more. But again, set your alerts, let them move on. See, this is at the high again. This is at VWAP. Technically right here, I should just probably move it over VWAP because that trade already happened when it was below here, and see if it could regain its highs again and possibly target 2. Usually when I notice it breaks down where it was previously, it really can't regain anymore because it's just broken down too much. I did take a very high, this is the after hours right here, and it did break this morning. Very low volume. I don't touch those because I like to see a high movement. This one I did trade. This is probably one of the highest price stocks I've traded in a long time. It did do its run up, so I will go through the whole trade of this one. This is the after hours trade. It ran up. Target 2 was hit this morning. So I thought this might have been a breakout, fake out, but again, this is very slow volume, so I raised it up to 2. And then once I saw it break out of this cleanly, I got in this trade right here. And then I bought it again right here to right around here, looking for a target 1. It did hit target 1. And see my alerts here set up at both of those maneuvers right there. I'm going to go ahead and drag this back to the top. So if in a couple days it wants to possibly go to target 2, I'll be alerted hopefully before anybody else. And if the volume's there, then I'll look into getting a trade. But that's how I do some continuations. I'm going to do a 1 day real quick. Pally, I think we kind of went over that already. It hit target 2, so it went up a little bit more, looking for more. MBSE was a very delayed one here. If you look at here, this is like a 3-day surge, perfect here. I had my fibs drawn on this maneuver right here. It was the maneuver, and then it broke out after hours or pre-market, actually after hours to pre-market, this broke out. And then what you do is that's target 1. I did not redraw my fibs. I put my alerts, they were down here at the time, right here. And when it hit target 2 and pulled back, I redrew it on that high right there, and you'll see it right on that tip right there. And it did break out, almost hit another target one with continuation. And I did say this was a fake out breakout, and it was a fake out breakout because it's just way too soon for both of these to break out. But that's what's building the momentum. You didn't really see it really die down this much as well. I think that's about it. I think that I'll look at this one, but I didn't trade it. I see very low volume. If I would have traded it, I'll right click and do the Fibonacci right here. And yes, you should have just put alert somewhere up in here over the other day's high and got in this trade. This would have pulled back because obviously it has to test the area. But once it broke, so some of them you got to break through with authority. Well, this is a half of a candle breaking through. That's just a tip out. And then you come over here and you go, okay, well, I'm going to do it if it does this one. Well, again, right there, that's when it had the authoritative breakout. So definitely you don't have to buy the first breakouts. If you miss some, you miss some, move on. But it has to really break through, and this was a good one to show you. It broke, retested. If you had too tight of a stop loss, you'd have been stopped out, and that would have been the play. We'll look at a continuation at MBSE. I think Tim Bowen stated this at 233 right here. That's what he was looking at, a breakout of that. And he did have a stop loss of 199, and this was pretty close. 199 is right here. So it would have gone up, almost touched your stop loss, and then rebroke. So basically what he's looking at is make sure it's under a nearby other low. So just when it's trending up like this, make sure you're at least slightly under that, because almost got stopped out and broke. Some of these, again, this was a quick test, boom, and a slam down. I saw that candle do that. And then basically when it did re-break, you see the authority breakout. So you don't have to touch every breakout, because sometimes it's not the first, second, it's the third try in that area, just in case for this one. But it did go to his 225, I think, to 275, and a little bit more. So he had a quarter down and 50 cents up. Ran very well.